Okay, so first I just have to establish a baseline with regular Sonic, right? So mainly speed feats with this guy. He can run about 1,000 universes a day. If you count the interstates between universes, it's 2 minutes per universe. If you don't count the interstates, then his speed is 1 universe per minute. That's his baseline speed. He's also able to run fast enough to warp reality and enter into different dimensions through sheer speed. So you could argue, he's going to come into your verse and leave your verse entirely at will. So that would be something tricky if you're going to fight against him. Now you take that character who's already overpowered, and then you give him Super Sonic, right? Super Sonic is what happens when Sonic takes in all 7 Chaos Emeralds. The Chaos Emeralds being a limitless supply of power. So this is where you get more of like the strength and durability feats, right? So when it comes to strength feats, so him and Hyper Knuckles were fighting and they just destroyed the universe that they were fighting in. It was just gone. No ripples through space, no threats of it destroying. It was destroyed. Now, when it comes to him versus an enemy where I actually got to saw him fight, where it didn't just rip the universe apart, so he was fighting a guy called Master Mogul, who was fused with the third Enerjack. I used fused, I'm sure that it's going to get the fanboys upset, but it's a fusion. So Master Mogul was able to destroy millions of universes with his bare hands. The third Enerjack is limited in power only by his imagination. So whatever he thinks, he is. Super Sonic, Hyper Knuckles, Turbo Tails, they were in a fight versus this fusion, and they were able to damage him. So what that means is, he's powerful enough that your imagination isn't good enough that you could damage him. No matter what you can think of, even if you want to say he's above fiction, he's not above getting damaged by Sonic. So that gives you some idea of his power. So Hypersonic is a video game exclusive. We don't really have a power scale for him, but we are going to talk about Ultrasonic. So Ultrasonic, he has all the powers that the other Sonics have, but he can also, he can warp reality. He can rewrite entire multiverses. So and keep in mind, his multiverse is not a 12-universe multiverse, it is a 1,000,000-universe multiverse, and he can just completely rewrite it as he wishes. On a smaller scale, he can create dimensional portals to trap his enemies somewhere else or get rid of an enemy that he doesn't feel like dealing with. And he can also, at the atomic level, speaking of smaller scale, transmogrify things. So completely reorganize the atoms to make it into something else. So he could take the air that's in your lungs and just turn it to concrete, and boom, he wins the fight.